to test. We are not been to JINJA. Now we are here. We are going to a time of sharing and discussion. We need to get on board, all of us, so that we can enforce the standards of these products, so that the consumer can get value for money. Because you're a consumer, let's talk about the local authorities. You consume these products in the stations. You have contracts with road construction, assuming those graders failed because of bad product. You are also, so that the final results that comes out, it's attached to that particular test stations. There will be next to say, this is not my product. Even we have gone one next, we are confident that really it is because of the bad product that has been received. And because of our improvement in our technology, even several countries, he has mentioned, they have benchmarked and they have taken on this kind of technology in terms of enforcement of quality of petroleum products. Challenges. Edward mentioned about entry. But what we have discovered along the process of enforcement during monitoring is that some companies, when they fail, instead of exiting well, they just swap and change names. Because they know the second time, the third time, their license will be revoked. We have had that challenges of changing ownership in order to avoid the other stick which may come when they have been called the third and the fourth time. But what we have done in our system with the improvement, all these locations, they have GPS locations. So that even if you change from Kabagambe, I will know he has changed from Kabagambe to Kisita, but it's the same location that has been found non-compliant. We have had some challenges. Actually, the companies have faced challenges in terms of during the distribution. The product leaves the depot where they have bought it, or it from the border, but along the way, some is taken off and some is added. We have found that most of the non-compliant now we get are not based. We are putting also measures to do road tests. That's where we partner with the police. In several occasions, we have got some activities where we involve the police, especially the traffic, to intercept these trucks, test samples, and put new seals so that we try to fight this vice where they are adulterating products along the way. And that's why we have invited like the security people. We need to work together. If you have information that in this route there is this thing happening, just let us know so that we work together to fight these vices which are happening during transportation. There have been cases of accidental missing that we work hand in hand with those which has happened. Issues of calibration sticks have been there at the border, but that one, legal methodology has talked about it for proper measurement. Breaking of seals, Edward has mentioned it. Now what happens when some of these sites are sealed off because of non-compliant? They take measures in their own hands by breaking the seal and continue to sell the non-compliant product. We have empowered our enforcement team of Edward to do the follow-up. We will follow you up. In the case you have broken the seal, as he has mentioned earlier, it is an offense. And you, the security people, we want to work hand in hand so that in the case you will have sealed off some of these locations, let's get information where we share information. We need to share information so that if somebody has broken the seal, we take the measures to another level. Way forward. The fuel marking program has enabled us to monitor the quality of fuel within the country very and very fast in order to apprehend the culprits, because it's a fast-moving product. That's why we are always in the field. It's a fast-moving product. The product you'll find at Shell Mbiko last week will not be the same product you'll find the next month. So we are as much as possible increasing our frequency so that in the case it is dumped, in the case of adulteration, we are able to capture it in time. With additional equipment, we have been able to reduce some of those vices. With additional equipment, we have been able to reduce those vices. Continue. increase awareness. That's why we are here. We are taken long without coming here, but now we are here. We need to partner together. We shall give you our contact so that in the case of any information, we need information, intelligence from the police that this device is happening in this area. Then you call us and we come and we intervene technically to give technical evidence in terms of our involvement. We request retail station managers, those who are here, so that we verify our results owners, so that also they know their role. They should avail these keys to the tanks, dipsticks, so that we verify the volumes in the case we get non-compliant. They should be able to partner with us very well. More collaboration with the OMCs in this program. We need that, more collaborations. Now, in terms of cooperation with the local authority, with respect to enforcement and awareness, sometimes when we come out during this sensitization and awareness, in some parts of the region, we are not well received. What do I mean? Some parts where we are visitors asking for permission from a town clerk, it's like you're asking a teacher to pay school fees to the students. No, we had come to share information as experts in this region. Fair and fair, we need to cooperate. We have had such situations even during this sensitization, Mr. Commissioner. In some parts, I will not mention, where we have been confronted by those tax collectors saying you should, where is the receipt? You have not paid tax to the local authority to pass on this knowledge. Really, we need to cooperate so that we work together as government agencies. With that, I come to the conclusion of my presentation. Our toll-free number is there. You call that number, we shall look. Okay, is moved out. We get value for money for what we are. Of how we should move together. Let's share and bring it to our attention so that, as the Commissioner said in the beginning, it shouldn't be a blame game, but it should be focused on fostering the development of our country in the better way for quality services. Time.
Thank you very much for the presenter, Governor District Government. I'd like to really commend your efforts, which you have done. Then we bought a vehicle from Toyota, and we were given instructions that for the guarantee, because they give a warrant, that for this warrant to be active, because that is the fuel which we are sure of. But I'm really very, very grateful that and we didn't have any of those stations in our area. What we had other brands, and even the people who had pre-qualified, we are doing well that even other stations now, which are not Total or Shell, the fuel oil is safe and it is used, because those are the many which people have access to. And in most cases, their prices are pocket friendly. You find the same fuel of Shell, it is higher by even 500 shillings, or even 1,000. So these are pocket friends in the ministry coming to our district to carry out monitoring, as you said. But unfortunately, these officers, when they come, they don't even pay courtesy call to the districts. We just find ourselves that that station was closed without our notice. Because now, if at all you're talking of coming together as stakeholders, then that means also should call on us so that we can be part of that too, in that effect. Secondly, you mentioned something to do. There's a certain facilitator who mentioned prohibiting officers from the ministry from accessing the stations. Is it only the officers from the ministry or also the officers from the district? Because now if you are saying the officers from the ministry, then we might go there and chase up for, I'm really wondering, Carl has mentioned the quality that is existing among our
Municipal Assistant Town Clerk, Mukono Municipality. I have 3 issues to observe. When you are given, and then you are speculating. So I'm wondering whether they are not inducted. The last issue, you said we should be partners in monitoring for compliance. I have just a suggestion to official. Make a communication to us attached with a monitoring tool because we are not going to fund us. So if I have a communication which is official, that means my staff can also be able to maintain. Thank you.
Let's have one more, then we shall respond and then take another batch. Just be patient, we shall receive all your comments and questions.
I don't know what the minister has already done because it is on the increase. Magamaga, Musta, Bulanga, all along up to Naluwe, maybe up to Malaba. And outside to such a person, you find a stamp of National Bureau of Standards, verified every year. You get it? I wish the minister can help us that such pumps are sold off. But you find they have been verified annually, and they are just, they are fueling cars by the highway, which is actually dangerous. So I think we need to work on that too. Thank you.
I think with my colleagues, we first respond to those ones before we lose track. Then we take on another batch. Just be patient with us so that we can respond. Commissioner, do you have any of those you have picked to want to respond to? Then as we proceed. Some of them have been suggestions. But let's begin with maybe the last one. Highway fuel selling along the highway. Then we have talked about in the presentation about the standard of facilities and who is responsible to the planning unit. This one was able to bring out this at the district who are supposed to license. So we have come here for that sensitization, and we need to take the message we have heard so that we apply it. If you have not been knowing, we have got now the information. We need to practically put it into use. How do we enforce? Enforcement of sale of products on the highway. Fuel is supposed to be sold in gazetted places. Fuel, and that's why we have come to partner with the local authority. Like in Kampala, the hawkers who KCCA does their role and takes them, classificates. Now it's the authority, the local authority in these areas should partner and come up with bylaws to see that we don't have these vices happening along the highway to take place, because it's a dangerous product. You have the enforcement team as municipals, as local authority, to take action. Because for us, when we visit these locations, we visit only those which are gazetted, fuel in bottles, fuel in jerrycans. They run away. But now you people who are the district, the local authority, you need to find a way how to completely get rid of those people selling products, not only the highways, even the villages. It's a very dangerous commodity which people store in their houses so that they are at the risk of their lives. Commissioner, I think you can add in with respect to some of the proposals members are bringing forward.
Well, thank you. And first, following on that issue of stations in deep villages, we talked about liberalization of the sector, which means that it is a free entry, it is a free exit. the citizen who is putting a single pump deep in the village is probably responding to a need of providing a service in that area where some of these well-established companies have not yet taken the risk to invest. So, in our enforcement, I don't want to sound contradictory, but we must be cognizant of the citizens we are serving, so that you do not condone an illegality, but one can sensitize such a person or encourage them to acquire adequate space and upgrade to a proper station that can serve the citizens properly. That would be my take. Otherwise, in being so, then we may actually be a disservice to the very people we are supposed to be servicing. So we need to be more relevant. That's really my take. We need to be more relevant. Where we find people that are not compliant, encourage them to comply. Ask what is the problem. You have seen the figures that my brother Disana was projecting. A permit is 0.1% of the estimated cost. Is it a prohibitive cost? What is the problem? Is it that you have not gotten a member certificate? What is the problem? So my take would be that while we are encouraging people, we do not enforce blindly. And I hope I will not be taken out of context, but I'm being real. For example, we do have people who are doing business in fishing. They have their boats, right? Where do they get their fuel from? And you do not have fuel stations next to lake bodies or water bodies. So there are some people who go and buy fuel from petrol stations, take to those citizens that you don't need to wait a communication from the center. An example is that which has been cited about a station with a pump next to the highway. You are the people who approved the plan. In approving that plan, was that pump there? And we have district engineers who go inspecting to see the structures coming up. Why do you allow it? Do you need communication from the center about such a kind of thing, which you approved? If you approved it, then you are an accomplice. But if you did not approve it, then you have all the right to say, colleague, this is not the right way to construct. In any case, this was not approved. Please remove it, because it is obstructing the other traffic and is a danger to the kind of thing. So there are things that really can be done, not necessarily by first waiting for a communication from the center. But I do take note of that a communication might be really necessary, perhaps to give some of the things that we do look out for, so that if you are moving out as well, then it can enrich that kind of monitoring. The other area, so that is connected with the Patrick Musisi's inquiry about prohibition of officers, whether it is on or from the ministry, and
where a facility in your area under jurisdiction, you are prohibited entry, or for example, to check. For staff recruitment, the question mainly was on petrol stations and everywhere. There was a particular instance to a vehicle that burned, unfortunately, when it took long fuel. I wish one of the oil issue. However, we all know that what you acquire in class may not be 100% what you apply on the job. So even when you have been lucky to get a job, there is training hands-on that is required. It's one thing, for example, to have functional that is really well serviced. It is another to have the staff trained on how to use it, or one that could have interacted with such could give more light onto that. But the bottom line, it points down of skills. If you think that you are fully educated, you don't need any other thing, then you are really deceiving yourself. The last time I checked, that's why we are here. And we are learning from one another. The last, I wish to respond who appreciated the cost of fuel, notwithstanding whichever station that you go to. That doesn't mean that there is, I don't know how you call it, a black sheep. Now, on the other hand, is diesel. Because fundamentals of fuel quality are met by all the other stations. So, if you are not looking, for example, for cleaning of your engine, a diesel engine, you may not have to go for total diesel, right? And I'm not campaigning them. But the aspect is, if you are not looking for those additive things, I mean, the choice is yours. And that's all about free and fair competition. That really you can find your level and you are still okay as long as that minimum quality is assured. The other aspect, other than the additive, is the brother did here, talked about standards, right? And he said standards begin even at company level. Some companies have their own standards. So, a company like Shell will have its standard across the world. So that a pump attendant on Uganda's petrol station run by Shell is equivalent to a pump attendant in USA, wherever they are, because that is the level. You find another one to Kwasibu and company. I am the CEO, I am the finance manager, I am the pump attendant, I am the askari, managing everything and all the risks. So, if I lower the margin, right, I know why I am doing that, and for a specific thing, right? But as long as the quality is okay. So prices, really, they have various parameters that inform them. So do not be afraid. If you suspect that this is extremely low price, you've got toll-free numbers and numbers that, there's a hands are there.
Excuse me, Peter, if you could allow me supplement on what Commissioner said.
Okay.
Thank you. Again, my name is James from Uganda National Bureau of Standards. To Mr. Banda, when UNBS files the accuracy of all pumps in the country, regardless of where it is, I have been over a part of this country because of that reason, wherever it is. Two, UNBS putting stamps on pumps at stations installed close clarification. That stamp you have seen which I displayed there means one thing. The pump delivers the accuracy we want. It's not speaking about quality. It's not speaking about the integrity of the installation. However, if I may think together with you, if the proprietor has